Mike, I gotta say this. Terence Crawford, tremendous fighter. You're a big supporter of his. He wants to move up 3 weight classes and fight Canelo. What do you think?
Yeah, he can do what he wants, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea. You know, I don't think, what would he have? I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea. People have done things crazy.
What do you think Crawford has that makes him your choice?
Well, he's a great all-around fighter. He's been around, been watching for years, and he's going to do well.
Mike, is he great enough to move up 2 more divisions to fight Canelo at 168?
We're going to see.
Just before his press conference with Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford was seen in Riyadh training with Mike Tyson in Tyson's boxing gym. Mike Tyson had permitted Crawford to use his gym during his stint in Saudi Arabia in order to stay focused and keep up his preparation before and after the press conference as a means of showing support to the Nebraska fighter and giving him the needed motivation.
You don't think it's 50-50?
60-40, but you gonna tell him which one?
You think Crawford can stop him?
Crawford can stop anybody. I'm not saying he can, he's going to, but he can't.
Aside from giving him his gym to train, Mike Tyson also joined him and gave him some words of advice in training. Crawford and his team of trainers have a strategic plan to defeat Canelo Alvarez. But Mike Tyson's major input has been on his punch power and how he could ensure every of his punches inflict pain and damage on Canelo Alvarez. Crawford stayed in Saudi Arabia for some days before the press conference and even afterwards. It was an ample time with one of the greatest boxing legends in history.
You gotta wait and see. It's not long. You don't got long.
What do you think Crawford has that makes him your choice?
Well, he's a great all-around fighter. He's been around, been watching for years, and he's going to do well.
Mike, is he great enough to move up 2 more divisions to fight Canelo at 168?
Just yesterday, Terence Crawford arrived in Riyadh for Friday's press conference, receiving a warm welcome at the airport. Fans gathered to take photos as he was greeted with flowers and presented with golden mementos resembling a sword and gun. In a rare sight, Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez were also invited to a joint dinner by Turki Al-Sheikh. Amid all the ceremonial moments, Crawford made time to visit the Mike Tyson Boxing Club in Riyadh. With Tyson present, the undefeated champion still took the opportunity to train at the famed facility, staying locked in on his goal.
Big night today.
They never let us down. They always have to show.
It will be a tough one today, huh?
Yeah, I think it'll be tough.
Who are you rooting for?
Crawford.
The video was first shared by Turki Al-Sheikh on his Instagram, accompanied by a caption that read, "World champion boxer Crawford during his training with the champions of the Mike Tyson Club." The same clip was later reshared by Ring Magazine with the caption, "Terence Crawford trained at the Mike Tyson Boxing Club ahead of the first Canelo vs. Crawford press conference in Riyadh. Watch the first press conference live across the Ring socials. Canelo Crawford live on Netflix as September 13th in Las Vegas." The post quickly gained traction, giving fans a behind-the-scenes look at Crawford's intense preparation. In the footage, Terence Crawford is seen arriving at the Tyson gym, shaking hands with the staff and trainers before beginning his workout. Wearing a red t-shirt, black shorts, red shoes, and white socks, the 41-0 boxer started with some light stretching. He then stepped into the ring to shadow box, later putting on black gloves to work on combination punches and heavy bag drills. Terence Crawford also skipped rope, performed a variety of core exercises, and took time to pose for photos with fans and gym members. A group picture marked the end of his training session, capturing the focused yet respectful energy he carried throughout. Given how seriously Crawford is taking his preparation, even without having fought yet this year, some fans are already convinced that victory is his. And one person recently pointed out that despite not being as active in the ring as Canelo Alvarez, who recently defeated William Skull, Crawford's intense commitment and training discipline suggest he's leaving no room for error. Canelo Alvarez is a seasoned 168-pound fighter with a proven track record at super middleweight. Still, some believe Terence Crawford's ring IQ and elite skills will help him bridge the gap. During an interview with Ring Magazine, ahead of the fight between Canelo Alvarez and Crawford, Mike Tyson broke down the fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. Mike Tyson is one of the most dominant boxing voices in recent history, and he did analyze the fight in the most intelligent way, despite having fought in the heavyweight division. It's one of the best fights in boxing since a few years ago, and it's going to be a crazy boxing night, Iron Mike Tyson began.
You gotta wait and see. It's not long. You don't got long.
What do you think Crawford has that maintains your choice?
Well, he's a great all-around fighter. He's been around, been watching for years, and he's going to do well.
Mike, is he great enough to move up two more divisions to fight Canelo at 168?
He then went on to analyze the strengths and weaknesses of both fighters and how their styles help make the fight more interesting and calculative. It'll be more like a Canelo Alvarez versus Bivol fight than a Canelo Alvarez versus Floyd Mayweather fight. Having changed his mind after initially predicting the fight in favor of Canelo Alvarez because of the size, Mike Tyson began with some bias towards Crawford and highlighted Canelo's weaknesses.
Mike, I gotta say this. Terence Crawford, tremendous fighter. You're a big supporter of his. He wants to move up 3 weight classes and fight Canelo. What do you think?
Yeah, he can do what he wants, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
Mike Tyson explained that Canelo Alvarez's weaknesses are worth noting, particularly when it comes to his conditioning and stamina. While he is an exceptionally skilled fighter with formidable punching power, he sometimes shows signs of exhaustion in fights that go the distance. Mike Tyson cited the fight against Bivol as an instance. This can lead to decreased precision and power in his punches, which can be exploited by opponents who are able to survive the early rounds and capitalize on Canelo's fatigue in the later stages of the fight. Additionally, Canelo's defensive skills can be inconsistent at times, leaving him open to opponents' attacks due to lapses in concentration or overly aggressive movements.
Who is hosting a big night today?
They never let us down. They always have to show.
It will be a tough one today, huh?
Yeah, I think it'll be tough.
Who are you rooting for?
Crawford.
Everyone wants to know what you're going to do to Jake Paul in a few months' time.
You gotta wait and see.
This inconsistency in defense can be a problem against opponents like Crawford, who are skilled at landing precise shots and capitalizing on their opponent's mistakes, Tyson claimed. Another area where Canelo can be vulnerable is against opponents with good footwork and movement. He has visibly struggled to keep up with fighters who use good footwork and movement, such as Billy Joe Saunders and Caleb Plant. Canelo's own style tends to be more straightforward and aggressive, which can make it difficult for him to adapt to opponents who are constantly moving and creating angles.
Hey Mike, Canelo Crawford. Crawford's in the building. Canelo fights this weekend. What do you think of that fight?
Where's the fight gonna be at?
Well, they say in Vegas, maybe in September, but Canelo's got to get through.
Furthermore, Canelo's flat-footed style can also be a liability against certain opponents, particularly those with quick footwork and the ability to create angles. This was evident in his fight against Dimitri Bivol, where his simpler, flat-footed stance made him slower and allowed Bivol to beat him to the punch. Opponents with strong jabs can also find successful landing shots on Canelo, particularly problematic against those with longer reach or jab-centric strategies. Overall, while Canelo is an extremely skilled fighter, these weaknesses are worth noting for anyone looking to match up against him.
What do you say?
I said Crawford too. It's really a pick'em fight. I'm just interested. I'm gonna be happy either way.
After this, Mike Tyson moved on and spoke about Canelo Alvarez's strengths. He claimed Canelo Alvarez's success can be attributed to a combination of his exceptional skills, relentless determination, and strategic training. Mike Tyson listed out some of Canelo Alvarez's strengths, saying, "He possesses extraordinary boxing skills, including powerful punching, excellent counterpunching abilities, and sharp head and body movement. His intense training regimen is tailored to his specific needs. including long-distance running to build endurance, boxing-specific drills to refine his technique, and sparring sessions to prepare him for the rigors of a fight.
Watching right now, you keeping your eye on like a Crawford or anybody like that?
I just came from Crawford's last fight.
In LA?
Yes.
You went to it. What'd you think?
I thought that was a tough guy, and that guy gave, you know what I mean? I'm glad that he came back the last 2 rounds. You know, that guy was very awkward and strong.
Super awkward.
Yeah, and this guy fights anybody. Crawford fights anybody.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that, you know, because you got to look good in order for you won't mess.
Canelo's team carefully selects sparring partners to match the style and physical attributes of his next opponent, allowing him to refine his skills and build confidence. This meticulous approach to training has enabled him to adapt to different fighting styles and weight classes, making him a formidable opponent in the ring. Canelo's success is also due to his unwavering commitment to his craft, continually adapting and improving his skills to stay ahead of the competition. He has demonstrated an unrelenting passion for boxing, always striving to be better and push himself to new heights.
Mess up your next fight, because if you fight this guy, you don't look good. The fans, I don't want. He's not gonna look good or win with this guy. You gotta constantly have fights that you know and fight a guy that's gonna make you look good. The guy gotta pressure you or something. You know, this guy's running around. Crawford's not used to this kind of movement and
Weird
stuff.
fit.
Yeah, awkward as a motherfucker.
You think are you ready? You think the world's ready for Crawford-Canelo?
His mental toughness is another key factor in his success, as he has shown resilience in the face of adversity, learning from setbacks and using them as opportunities for growth and improvement. Whether he's facing a tough opponent or dealing with the pressures of being a champion, Canelo's mental fortitude has allowed him to stay focused and driven. This combination of physical skill, strategic training, and mental toughness has enabled Canelo Alvarez to become a world-class boxer, with a record-breaking career marked by multiple world championships in 4 weight classes. Initially, when he was asked about the matchup, former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson immediately spoke out about the possibility of a fight between Canelo and Crawford and disagreed with such a fight, especially because of the aforementioned weight difference between the 2 fighters. Mike Tyson revealed on the It Is What It Is podcast that he believes the huge weight difference between the fighters will be crucial.
What do you think about Terence Crawford calling out Canelo?
You know, I don't like that fight.
Why not?
I don't like that fight. It's just too much weight, you know. And
You know I don't like that fight. I don't like that fight. For him, the weight difference seemed quite annoying. It's a lot of weight, Tyson said. And to reaffirm his statement, Tyson recalled the fight between Crawford and Israel Madrimov in August 2024, when Crawford reigned as welterweight champion and moved up to 154 pounds. The fight went to a decision, something that has happened very little since 2016, but now Crawford would have to move up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo. So in Tyson's eyes, he shouldn't be fighting that guy.
he had a close fight with the last guy he fought, Terence, because this guy was big and he was awkward. He was really awkward. He shouldn't have fought that guy. He should have fought a guy that would just come straight at him. The guy was too awkward.
He's herky-jerky, yeah.
However, despite his initial reaction to Crawford stepping up to face Canelo in what is a huge ask for the 37-year-old, Iron Mike appears to have now made a U-turn on this, as he claims his eyes means nothing. There's been men that have beat people, they're beating people bigger than them, 2 divisions bigger than them, it's not impossible. Henry Armstrong was a featherweight and he beat the middleweight champ. At 130 pounds, he beat the welterweight champ, then he fought a draw with the middleweight champ, so I think size means nothing, but determination means everything. There were already signs that Iron Mike Tyson had changed his mind after he agreed to a statement Keyshawn Davis made about him, Terence Crawford and Shakur Stevenson staying undefeated.
We the best boxers in the town. We the best boxers. Stop playing, bro. We got Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, Bud Crawford. We the best. Stop playing. Who can beat us? Nobody. Stop playing. We got Mike Tyson right here. We got Mike Tyson.
This was at the Fatal Fury card, where Rolly Romero won his championship fight against Ryan Garcia at Times Square, New York. "Nobody can beat us. We are the best boxers," shouted an excited Keyshawn Davis in the streets of Manhattan, referring to himself, Shakur, and Crawford, a statement that Iron Mike supported, knowing that the announcement of the biggest challenge of Terence Crawford's career was approaching. So he joined in the euphoria of the moment. It will be a great success.
We the best boxers in the town. We the best boxers. Stop playing, bro. We got Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, Bud Crawford. We the best. Stop playing. Who can beat us? Nobody. Stop playing. We got Mike Tyson right here. We got Mike Tyson.
And it's not the first time that Tyson has referred to Crawford, whom he considers a versatile boxer who will undoubtedly do much more against Canelo than William Skull. A woeful show that seemed more like a long-distance race than a boxing match on a morning to forget in Riyadh. This is what the legendary Tyson said. Terence Crawford has shown over the years that he is a great versatile boxer. He is going to be very successful. Great success. He moved on speaking about Crawford's strength. He said Terence Crawford's success can be attributed to his unmatched versatility in the ring.
Canelo versus Skull?
Canelo did what he had to do to get the victory.
What do you want next? It seems like that's going to be the fight. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, the biggest fight in boxing.
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there. So that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You'll see. Come to us.
His ability to seamlessly switch between orthodox and southpaw stances makes him a nightmare to face, allowing him to create angles, confuse opponents, and exploit weaknesses. This unique skill set enables him to adapt to different fighting styles and capitalize on his opponent's mistakes. Crawford's lightning-quick speed is another key factor in his success. His hand speed and footwork are among the best in the sport, enabling him to land quick combinations and evade punches with ease. Mike Tyson pointed.
Everyone's talking about the weight differences. What's your kind of response to that, Terence?
That's why we fight the fight. So September 12th, we all going to see if the weight is going to make a difference or not.
Do you want to fight him twice and then retire? Is that kind of the ideal thing for you?
One fight at a time, one fight at a time.
What did you make of, I know you didn't say much on tonight, the effectiveness of William Skull? He came to go to decision as opposed to win the fight. Would you agree with that?
I don't know. He was.
One of those believers is Jaron Ennis's father, Bozy Ennis, who recently shared his thoughts on how the fight might play out, and he's backing Crawford to frustrate Canelo. "I'm leaning towards Terence," Ennis said. Why? Remember this though, Terence and Boots are almost similar when it comes to the weight. Boots gets up big, but I have seen Boots get up to a weight where he can handle those big guys and stopping them and knocking them out in sparring. So I think that's a beautiful weight for Terence. He's going up to 168. I think he can handle it. Ennis believes the size jump won't be as much of a disadvantage for Crawford as many fans think, especially given how fighters like Boots have managed similar jumps in training. Ennis then went on to praise Terence Crawford's intelligence and efficiency in the ring. "The thing about Terence people don't understand, he can box and he's smart," he said.
Same like a...
You told me that Terence Crawford and Canelo was a 50-50 fight. You told me Terence Crawford had a chance.
Right.
Me, I was leaning towards Canelo because of the size.
Right.
I want to apologize.
Yeah.
Because after watching that fight, I see what you were talking about.
Yeah, I'll tell you, yeah, movement. That movement all sets everybody, man. And what would have... With Canelo, he get frustrated. You see, he's walking to you and all that. If he can't touch you, you know what I mean? That's it.
He doesn't waste any punches and is really smart when it comes to the boxing game. If it was me training him, I'd have him frustrate Canelo. What I'd do with him, I'd hit him with some good combination shots. Canelo got to be set to throw punches. If Crawford boxes and moves, he doesn't like anybody boxing and moving. That's what I think Crawford is going to do. He added further detail to the game plan he would employ. What I'd tell him to do, he'd box him, hit him with some good shots, set him up. As soon as he was ready to get set, tie him up and walk him to the center. Keep doing that over and over, and when you start doing that, they lose their cool. Then they open up for all kinds of shots.
You know what I mean?
Now, did watching that make you feel like Terence Crawford has better than a 50% chance? After watching, I know we've seen him against Laura back in the day, but now this is supposed to be a new and improved Canelo.
Yeah. I think, like I said, Terence got a great chance to beat him.
Canelo's 2 career defeats to Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Dimitri Bivol both came against slick movers, and his recent frustration against William Skull only adds to the theory. So while Terence Crawford isn't known to avoid engagement, his unbeaten record and 31 knockout wins show he can adapt and punish. With that said, what do you make of Bozy Ennis's breakdown?
I mean, Terence can box.
Terence can move, Terence can punch. You know what I mean? Terence ain't gonna be doing like Skull. Terence gonna fight you. You know what I mean? He's Terence from the streets, man. You know what I mean? He know what to do. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it. And I think he's gonna wind up frustrating Canelo. You know what I mean?
So what's the right way? Because Skull was moving too much. Is as soon as he as soon as you turn him, then is that when you start firing off?
Well, see, the thing is, the right way, the way I would.
A 2-division leap and 10 straight knockouts before last year's win over Israel Madrimov, Terence Crawford is once again relying on skill and momentum as he prepares for the biggest fight of his career. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.